Welcome back to the Conspiracy Outpost, ladies and gentlemen. In this episode, we'll dig deep into the world of mystery, intrigue your mind, and venture into the unexplained. We'll uncover untold stories of the man, the myth, the legend, and the chilling encounters with the creature that haunts the darkest corners of your room. From its eerie origins to its haunting sightings, we'll leave no stone unturned, exploring the question, is the Rake a myth, a cryptid, or something far more sinister? I'm your host, Casey.
I'm Mike.
I'm Generic Joe.
I'm Wesley, and I thought we were going to talk about my favorite landscaping equipment.
Oh, no, dude, that's what,
Mine's a hoe.
Next week. That's next week when we get the landscapers on.
Yeah, no, dude, that's what I thought we were talking about,
those.
too. And that's why I did, like, fucking 3 pages of notes on the Rake. Like, did you guys know that it's been found in China dating back to 1100 BC? So I watched this video. This has to do with this podcast. This is why it I spun out as I do, and I started looking at shit that has nothing to do with the fucking subject at hand. So the Rake thing. I watched this video where supposedly these 2 kids found the Rake or whatever, heard screeching at his parents' house in some abandoned place, neighbor's house, some shit, and they go in there and it seems hella staged. And they go in, it's like the screeching noise. And they look at the thing, and it's like this fucking white head, and it looks up, and it's got like beady eyes, and they take off fucking running. So the video I was watching, they were saying that maybe also it could be possibly the Native Americans believed in these creatures called Managishi, which basically are like short ass fucking aliens, like the gray people or the gray.
Yeah, from the stars.
What are they called? Yeah, from the stars and shit. So people are like, there's people that believe that they're the same fucking thing, basically. I don't know. We're gonna definitely delve into it next season.
So where does the great white buffalo come in?
They decided that this thing couldn't be one of those, but I was reading things that people tie in that maybe the Rake is possibly a Managishi or whatever, but they don't harm people. They're more Loki-ish, I guess. They're playful, like they're little assholes. They steal stuff.
Oh, just like the
and they live by the river and shit.
Just like
they live in a van down by the river.
Down by the river, dude. The new
it's a VW bus
game.
Down by the river.
You get different emotes in Saints Row, and one of them's down by the river, and you're doing the thing. That's one of the emotes, the down by the river thing. But yeah, so I mean, this kind of did tie into it a little bit.
That sounds a lot of like the stone or the fairies of Scotland, Ireland.
So the little fucking shape-shifting assholes. Wait, aren't they? No.
Yeah, they have something to do with stones or whatever, and it's just like, oh, you only see them when you see them
or some shit. The fairy circle things. I don't know. I don't remember.
Yeah, it's like you only see them when you see them. It's like in Scotland or Ireland, they tried to remove this rock out of the middle of this highway, and they couldn't break it. And they changelings or fairies?
Yeah, no, it's the same thing. I think changelings are fairies or some shit, and I think it's Irish folklore.
It's like, we can't break this rock with a bulldozer, so I guess we're just gonna give up.
The woman in the red stockings or whatever the fuck. Or is it the woman in the black stockings? The woman started acting different, and they accused her of being a fairy, and her husband killed her or some shit.
Yeah.
And that was an Irish thing. They were like, she's not acting the same. She's wearing stockings now. She looks hot as fuck. She looks hot as fuck now. That's not the same bitch I married. The one I married is covered in soot. This one's covered in whore juices.
Orange juices.
Gives me an erection every time I come. It gives Billy Bob one too. Billy Bob. Oh yeah, I'll tell you, it gives me a run down the potato farm. I did the full-on erection. Sorry, couldn't even cover it with my potato sack. All right,
but that reminds me of them though. That's
yeah. I'm sorry. I went off beating off the path there. But the thing about the Sorry. The thing about the Managichi or whatever, or the Dover demon thing, I stumbled upon them like looking at the shit with this because they were comparing it to the Managishi was compared to the Rake.
Let's hear about the Rake. What is the Rake?
Bro, I already told you.
So let's get a little background going. So, well, let's get into the lore real quick. So, according to lore, people who accidentally sight the Rake are chosen to be its next victim. During the first initial sighting, usually at night, out of the way places, the Rake will simply stare the person down, and the person would be, as anybody would be if you ran across this scrawny, pale, sharp teeth, dead-eyed bastard staring at you in the middle of nowhere. They'll be scared of it, and so they will see it in out-of-way places, and then when they get home, obviously, when they get into the safety of their home, they'll feel safe again. But within a few nights, the Rake will enter the person's home, and that victim will awaken to see the monster staring at them at the foot of their bed. And from that time on, the Rake will make regular appearances. Eventually, the Rake will either outright kill and gut the victim with its long claws and feast on the victim's internal organs, or will drive them mad. Those who see the Rake who are not killed, they will be driven insane and usually end up killing themselves.
This shouldn't be confused with a similar monster in rhyme scheme only, the Steak, who is a chill-ass, pale monster that comes to your home with natty ices and just begs you to grill steaks with them. Sounds like a chill guy.
I'm that monster.
I'm that monster.
I sign up to be that monster.
I sign up. It's just us. We just show up in the middle of the night on the foot. We're on the foot of everybody's bed, like people's beds, and all they hear is a natty can. Oh, sorry, did we wake you? No, we're not here to kill you. We got some bomb-ass fucking steaks we got from the Schwann's guy, and I'm ready to fucking pound them down, brother. You ready?
Your house has now been bestowed by the Rake.
Here at the Conspiracy Outpost, we believe in $20 30 rags and premium steaks.
Yeah. And we're talking premium. The only way you die is if you put ketchup on it.
Yeah, you motherfuckers.
Ketchup and well done.
Hey, we're not gonna kill you. We're not gonna make you kill yourself. Look at us. Look at us. Do you think we're the Rake? We're not gonna fucking hurt you. Then somebody opens the fridge. Hey, they got off-brand A1. What the fuck? He started joking. I got him. It's cool. They buy the good Horshire. All right. Hey, you good?
What the fuck is this? Great one? Great value?
What the fuck is great one?
It's the same stuff, just a little bit more watery,
It really is. It is just more watery.
I'm not gonna lie. I for the listeners out there, I only buy the great value A1, and it's very.
I don't buy steak sauce.
Oh, do you not? I like it on pork.
Oh.
That's I don't know.
Oh, it is good on like pork chops and stuff.
Yeah,
Sora's Worcestershire sauce though.
When I was broke as a kid,
oh man, dude, that shit's good.
we would have the $1 pack of fucking or whatever it was when the
And then my dad would molest me.
no, we would get like this.
I saw my penis before he went down on me.
No. My mom would like is like, oh, you got ramen or like baby carrots. Back then they must have been like 50 cents, right? They're $1 now or $1.12 or some shit.
I remember when ramen was 30 cents a pack.
No, I'm talking about baby carrots.
Really?
Baby carrots are usually like $1 or whatever.
You got two different
But
ones.
I would dip them in A1 steak sauce because my mom wasn't without A1 steak sauce. That bitch.
Dude, your mom was putting those baby carrots in her pussy when I ate those.
Speaking of putting baby carrots in orifices, did Anthony ever tell you guys that story about his roomie in the Navy? He said his wife would stick baby carrots in his ass and then eat them.
Ew.
What the fuck?
In his ass? And his ass?
Not Anthony's, but his shipmates
Oh, so the other way.
So the wife would stick the carrots in his ass and then eat them, I guess, afterwards.
Dude,
Oh
I would
my
laugh
God.
my ass off if every time she'd be like, "What's up, doc? How's my prostate, doc?"
At least they were baby carrots and not juicing carrots.
Oh God, dude! If they were the regular one, all the ribs on those fucking things.
Have you seen how big the like?
Rib for his pleasure.
You ever seen like if you go to like cash and carry or something like that, they're called juice carrots or juicing
You guys
carrots.
on the plus
They're
side,
like
his
big old
eyesight is
fucking
immaculate.
carrots. And like a lot of the carrots in there are like that fucking big around.
Really?
They're the ugliest motherfucking
Dude,
wieners you've ever seen.
On the plus side, bro. On the plus side, he now knows it doesn't matter which way you get them in your system; they still do the job because his eyesight is immaculate now. This motherfucker can see through anything, including lead. That is something our boy Clark Kent cannot do. And you know why?
I became a sniper.
And this is why Lois Lane's been shoving carrots up Superman's ass. All right.
Those buns of steel.
If it worked for him, it'll work for me.
I'll give you this.
Shove and slam them in there. I'm not feeling it. Wrap them in kryptonite.
Make your boy squeal.
Hey, can you guys imagine if Superman was a fucking like a masochist? He'd wear he would put the little red ball in his mouth, be strapped, and Lois Lane would just have a kryptonite dildo and just be railing him with it.
How does it feel?
These
For now,
are the conversations that we have because we grew up with shit like Mallrats.
I'm a super simp. I'm a super simp.
God damn.
All right. Where were we at?
I'm sorry, but he has her wearing a gimp suit, like all the way zipped up, but it has bat ears on the top of it. Give me that boost, wang.
Swear to me.
Spare me.
Do you remember that?
What's the safe word?
The safe word is Gotham.
It's Martha.
No.
Oh, it's Martha. It's Martha.
No. The safe word is Alfred.
No, that's for Batman's. No, crypto is actually the safe word.
Crypto, get in here.
But could you imagine that?
No peanut butter this time.
Dude, I can't go over to Superman's place anymore. Why not? Dude, his orgies are getting weird. He stuck the elongated man so far up his ass. I don't even... He was stretching him out. It looked somewhat like a brown Laffy Taffy, and I'm not cool with it.
Oh my god.
Oh God.
Ooh.
Yes. So the Rake.
Yes.
So back to the Rake.
Fuck, I'm lightheaded.
The legend states that the Rake can see into the souls of people who lock eyes with it, and once someone is marked, they experience recurring nightmares that correlates with other written accounts. In this nightmare, the Rake sits at the foot of the person's bed and silently stares at them, and the story goes on that in these dreams, they slowly chips away at the person's sanity until they're too unstable to defend themselves.
So what you're saying is, if it were to look
mind
into
fucking them.
if it were to lurk into Clark Kent's eyes, it'd see everything we just described.
Yes.
He'd be horrified. He'd bounce out.
That might damage. Yeah, the Rake might get scared.
It might break the Rake.
If I wake up with him at the end of my bed, I'm gonna be like, you ain't fucking mind
Like,
fucking my fucking.
I don't know if the Rake talks, but just imagine like he looks into the eyes. He's like, does the whole Ghost Rider thing, seeing into his soul, and he goes, "Oh, what the fuck, man!"
Dude, can you imagine if you went? Can you imagine if you went to Charlie Sheen's house? Charlie Sheen would wake up and it's like, "Hope you wore a condom." Like, his fucking mind is so fucking nasty. You fucking contract mental fucking AIDS. It's just fucking
like, so the Rake is just a It like stuff I saw. It is like described as like a naked person, right?
Yeah, or a dog like a human or like a bald dog or some
Right,
shit.
what's-
Like a
So
hairless
just
dog.
imagine if instead
I
of
thought it was a
Ghost Rider's
silhouette.
Flame Skull going Flame Skull, it got dog-like features, was completely nude, and still did the same thing. It looked into your soul.
I just think it's more from the X-Men trying to get back into a good storyline because he hasn't been in one since the '90s cartoon, live action wise. No fucking yeah, no, Wesley. He's not like but he's been described as a silhouette, right? Or it been
Like a
described-
silhouette, yeah.
But they
I
say
saw
like
that.
the
Are we
pale-
seeing Wiener or we not? Am I having a good time
Like
tonight?
I saw
what's up?
descriptions of like
Did I imagine it's a red rocket?
a slender like
Man?
naked, yeah.
Yeah,
Like,
that's what they
hold
said.
on,
Like
let
a
me go.
slender man with a
I can go
contorted,
back
like,
to my notes real quick. Like
with like a. Like I gotta go back to my notes, and you fucking open like a drawer, and there's some shots, and you start like, yeah, that's
That would have been dope.
that's about right. Or, well,
yeah, it's a strange humanoid creature described as resembling either a naked man or a large hairless dog.
yeah. So that's the hairless dog thing. Hairless sounds better.
So a
than
giant chihuahua.
Just imagine the werewolf from like Prisoner of Azkaban, and there you go.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. It's kind of like that, but less hairy.
Yeah.
So this is I got a whole like little section of the appearance
Let's hear it.
that I can say. So the Rake is a strange pale-skinned creature that stalks its victims on all fours. It has appearances that somewhat resembles a mutated dog. The fanged and taloned creature is commonly said to live in the wood and forested areas. The creature's appearance shows it to have large bulbous eyes that are reflective when caught in the light of a camera, a drooping jaw with a large fang-filled mouth, and often either a nose that is missing entirely or somewhat simply open socket, similar to that of a skull. The creatures usually shown naked and crawling towards the viewer on all fours, suggesting that it's a bipedal, but it stalks its victim in a manner similar to a four-legged animal. And I guess it's usually found in the woods, but I guess the presence of it is moving away from the woods and more into urban areas to stalk people at the foot of their beds.
Dude, so
And
what it
it's
sounds
funny
like
that
to me is if it had horns, it would look like the Violator from Spawn, the demon version of it. Like the mouth hanging open and you know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, if it had horns.
Speaking of when you said the bipedal thing, it also goes both ways, so it's known as a bipedal file, and it. I'm sorry, we can go ahead and cut that out. That didn't hit as hard as I thought it was going
It's
to.
staying in.
Staying in. Yeah, and that's what I was gonna say. It like one of the things I was watching about like an encounter with it or whatever. Like it seemed to have like a contorted form or whatever. Like it looked like it was like mangled. Like it got hit by a fucking car or something. It was like the person in it was saying they were like shocked by its appearance. Almost felt like they
like
they felt bad.
if it had horns. That's the Violator for Spawn. In the demon form, at least. Yeah.
Dude, let me tell you something. Image Comics comes with the best fucking best red dotted names for fucking things. If they had super villains that were fucking rapists, they would definitely have it gotten down. The Violator.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's the only one I can think of off the bat right now.
Speaking of Image, about to get season 2 of Invincible.
Oh yeah, Russell sent the fucking trailer in our Snapchat group. That
Yeah,
shit's
I
dope
watched
as
it
fuck.
shortly before we got on this pod, actually.
The Rake, their story. There's multiple
When did it-
references.
What's the timeline? When did it start? Like,
Hold on, give me a
reference.
Can I just
we'll
say-
get to that in just 1 minute. But I guess there's multiple references to Slender Man. Some claim that the Rake powers, like seeing into someone's soul, were granted by Slender Man, and others say that the Rake is actually a proxy for Slender Man, and the Rake's
I mean,
Rake's mutilated
it's
appearance
a
apparently.
proxy.
What if
It's a
Slender Man
proxy,
is,
it's a palette.
is just a rake
Hey.
with standards because
No.
it wears a suit?
No, Slender Man was like, oh man, it's like I can't capture these kids enough. Maybe I have to disguise myself as a rake. It's a palette swap.
It's actually Slender Man is actually a rake that hey, how do you say that? Is actually the rake? Is the rake the name? Because it's like he's actually the rake. And so he's actually a rake or whatever, but he's sophisticated because he watched Downtown Abbey. Is that what it's called?
Downton Abbey.
Downtown Abbey. that's
I don't
the, that's the Californian version of that. They made one in America and California. It'd be called Downtown Abbey.
So is he commonly confused with Slender Man then?
No. So they just think that some people say that the legend says that the Slender Man gave him the powers, and that's why the reason why he has a mutilated appearance was the result of receiving the powers from Slender Man, and that's why.
The 10 pages. You guys never played the game. Okay.
I played.
Slender Man gave the 10 pages. Never mind. Anyway.
Which one? The good graphic one or the like
the one where you're walking
one?
the one you're walking in the forest with a flashlight, and we played it on fucking Tank's computer.
Yeah. That game stresses me out, man.
Wait,
I know that game is so fucking.
Is it first person or third person? If it's
First person.
First person, never mind. Third person's Alan Wake. First person is
was the one we played on Tank's computer. That shit.
Yeah, with the fucking pig
fucking
dude
nuts.
or whatever the fuck. Was he a pig dude? I can't remember, but you try to crawl into that space and the this old asylum or whatever. You're trying to like
No, the pages. No, you're talking about.
Oh, never mind. I'm talking about that one fucking.
Yeah, you're talking about the game you play with Steven. I'm talking
No,
about.
I'm not. No, I didn't play this with Steven. This is a game. The game I play with Steven was like a 2-player
Escape Prison, whatever.
Yeah,
but
no.
Anyway, there was a Slender Man one where they would have.
Oh yeah. The pages. Never mind. I thought you were talking about the.
And we never collected all the pages. Nobody ever beat the game. And Tang would invite us over. It's like, hey, you try playing. Will you get like 3 or 5, maybe at most? And then you'd turn around and Slender Man would catch you. And all you had was a flashlight, and you would just fucking walk around trying to find these pages.
Yeah, and it's basically like you're holding a phone or a recorder or something.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and nobody ever got all 10 pages.
I thought you guys were talking. I thought you guys were talking about Outlast. That's a game that Tang also made us play. You always turn off the lights. You're in an asylum and you just walk around, but you don't have a fucking flashlight. I
think I have that game. I think I have 1 and 2.
I think that's what. Yeah, because there was 2 different ones. But at one point you had to crawl, sneak through this thing, and I remember that's the shit that made me jump because this big ass fucking dude. I'm probably thinking of pigs because they're D&D podcast.
He's like a butcher or something.
Yeah, it straight snatches you by the arm, and you fucking like. I jumped. I was like, motherfucker, and that's why Tang turns off the lights, makes it like dead silent to try to scare you more. But that shit, no, dude, yeah, that shit was scary.
But that's what I'm saying is. Oh, proceed. Sorry.
I was going to say, so to answer your question, Wesley, so in the summer of 2003, events in northeastern United States involving a strange human-like creature briefly sparked media interest before an apparent blackout was enacted. Little to no information was left intact, and mostly online written accounts of the creature were mysteriously destroyed. And this creature is mostly spotted in I can't say that word. Yes, New York, and once found in Idaho from a self-proclaimed witness. And they told stories of their encounters that ranged from extremely traumatic levels of fright and discomfort, and others with childlike sense of playfulness and curiosity. Now, I read that, and I wrote that down exactly how it said it, because I was like, what kind of sick son of a bitch is finding this creature in the woods and be like, oh, hi, friend, let's play.
Yeah. And then all of a sudden, all the way in Idaho, What the fuck? Just like,
Yeah,
oh,
so-
he just.
Go ahead.
No, I'm just saying, it's like it hopped from East Coast to like, well, it's called Midwest, but you know, it's fucking Idaho.
Yeah, so in early 2006, the collaboration this collaboration had accumulated nearly 24 documents dating between the 12th century to the present day, spanning across 4 continents. In almost all cases, the stories were identical.
What 4 continents?
Oh, you throwing me some hardball questions out there.
Yeah, fuck yeah, I am. what 4 continents, motherfucker?
Casey's like, no follow-up questions, please.
Yeah. Australia. What are we talking about? Spain?
We got Spain, Canada, United States, obviously. Those aren't really continents, those are more countries, but...
North America.
And then I'm sure probably in Asia somewhere. That'd be my guess. I just go off the accounts. I was just, Oh, yeah, okay. So Asia, Europe, United States, and...
North America.
Yeah. So I got
That's
3
3
for you. 3 out of the 4.
3 out of the 4.
Pick another
So
continent and call it good.
Right.
It's fucking random one. We'll just do Australia.
Yeah, exactly. New Zealand.
No, you ain't getting in more drains down under. I'm terrible with fucking accents.
No, that was good. That was good.
Matthew's thing is usually the accents.
That was a good.
Or shall we call
That was
them
good.
Maxents? Maxents? I don't know. Yeah, I mean, it was all right. I don't know.
So that's where the most reported sightings of somebody trying to molest you in your sleep. Or shadow people.
Yeah, that's when I was reading this, I was like, oh, it kind of reminds me of like a kind of like a sleep paralysis thing where you see the shadow demon.
The shadow people, yeah. But it's the Rake.
So by the late 2008, the Rake stories appeared on LiveJournal, and the story and variants featuring the Rake appeared on Something Awful and 4chan. By the following year, it's first appeared on a paranormal subreddit in 2010, and later found its way into creepypasta forums and began to increase popularity. The creature, when it attacks, it's for unknown reason, and as we said before, it causes psychological trauma. Several theories point towards internet threads and online discussions. However, others believe alcoholic delusions fueled the idea of the creature before then, and the Rake has been tied to alternate figures such as the Slender Man, as we talked about earlier. And Go ahead.
Go ahead.
I was going to say, and based on ancient folklore, referencing an unnatural, tall, skinny man mysteriously lurking in the woods, it is theorized that the Rake could possibly be I already said that earlier. Never mind. I just wrote my notes twice. Scratch that. Ignore it.
Okay, so the Rake was bestowed with Slender Man's powers.
Yeah.
So he's pretty dapper. He has a suit and everything, or
No, he's naked.
oh yeah, he's slanging that cock out.
I think in the pictures, if you look up a picture of the Slender Man, it looks like he's like a Barbie doll at the bottom. They're like smooth.
Smooth. Like,
dude, look, that might be the next line of fucking Barbie, honestly. I mean, that could be the second Barbie movie. Barbie 2. The Smooth Rake.
Joseph, the Skuniverse.
You thought, fuck, I don't know.
Joseph, this universe, when Dogma, Professor Snape, when he pulls his pants down and he has nothing there.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's what it's like.
As a Ken doll.
Which is so funny because the way that looks reminds me exactly how those dolls look because it looks very plastic. Like it looks very plastic. That's what makes that scene like funny to me. It looks so fucking like fake and plastic, and yeah, just like he says, it looks like a Ken doll. Except for he does it with his British accent.
Just like that, if that's at the foot of your bed, it's just like, oh, I'm not Slender Man. I'm not gonna take you. I'm just gonna rub on you.
Just absolutely
For a
roasted me.
while.
Just absolutely roasted me like dope dick, bro.
Why are you rubbing on me for? I'm gonna get my glands on you.
Get off.
Get my glands on you. Well, actually, you know what the funny thing is, Casey, you don't have the whole anatomy on that, but I do. So he doesn't have a penis, but what he does have is 2 large sacs on its anus, and it secretes fucking rake jizz from that right in your face. That's how it impregnates you. Gets down into your lower lungs. I don't know if that's an actual term, but it's in your lower lung. Pops out like a fucking xenomorph.
I was about to say that.
Pops out like a xenomorph. Pops his head out, and it's like, and then it has to sit on that xenomorph baby and warm it up at the foot of your bed. Because that's where it like chill.
So they say it's unclear if at all possible to eradicate this creature from your life once it's entered it. And there's some alleged film sightings of people using firearms against it, but the creature seems to be protected by its superior agility, speed, and superhuman strength. There are no known official guidelines for protection. The only thing that they recommend you do is to avoid areas where the creature is likely to settle, such as hilly or mountainous forested areas. So don't go into the hills, and you'll be okay.
What the hell is so
Fuck
fun?
away from my bed, you son of a bitch. It's just like
Back in the day, just loading the musket.
That was actually a
you
fucking
son of a bitch.
Hold still, you little cretin of the night. let me make sure this is well poked. Martha, get my candle. I need to see this. Yes, Abraham. Hurry, you winch. It's getting away. No, Abraham, it's clearly staring at you.
Well, it's not staring at me, it's staring at you.
Woman. Get my spectacles, woman. You know I can't see in the dark. I thought this was our child, Jedediah. Yes, I was ready to shoot him. I told him not to disturb me in the wee night hours. I will blow you away. I will blow you away quicker than my father.
Quicker than my knickers.
Quicker than my knickers. Martha, so help me God. If you bring out the brown stain in them, I will be furious. We have a guest. An intruder, but a guest no less.
He may be slender, but I never miss my target.
He may be slender, but I guarantee that flesh is tender. Come on, Martha, bring the candle. Bring the candle. Yes. Get the newspaper clipping. No, the one of Oswell falling down the well. That one I kept. I have 2 copies of that one first edition. Put it in the fireplace. Bring it back. Light the wick and let's get this party started. You stay there, strange creature. We're not over. It's not over. I see you trying to crawl out my window.
But there's some dude running down the street yelling the British are coming. I have no time for that.
I have no time for that. Listen, anything I don't care about anything that comes out of that windowsill, other than the fresh pies that you make, Martha. That's the only thing that I care that comes off that windowsill. The British are coming. I'm coming too. Oh. You know I love a good shooting, right? Look, I haven't even got this loaded, but my pants are, my knickers are, Martha. You know this, Martha. Bring me a fresh pair. Bring me the freshest pair of long johns I have, Martha. Bring me the white one so you can't see the stains. Well, let me tell you, you're about to get the best 2 seconds of canoodling after this, Martha. I tell you, good old missionary, just like the good old Lord intended, Martha. You can polish off my musket with your lady parts. This ain't no pea shooter. Oh God. Yeah, dude. Oh, Rake Almighty.
Okay. Damn it. Where were we at?
Let me tell you that you got him. You got him, George. I don't remember the guy's name at first. That's right. Let me tell you, that shot was so clean right to the head, it's got me slicker in my knickers. I tell you what. Lay down with your legs up and your eyes closed, Martha.
Oh my God.
You're about to get a tallywhacking of your life. Take me, George. Take me. Oh, here we go. Oh, slip it. Racket time. Looks like I've got 2 targets tonight. Do me a favor and bring me my finest pipe. I like to smoke into the night.
What the
fuck? You tell Nicholas to come over in the morning. I want him to write my memoirs. Headline: George creams twice. I don't know. That's not a good.
We've lost Joe. Only George remains.
Here on out, I'm George. See?
Shit's hella funny.
The British weren't the only one coming that night. Oh man!
What a time to be alive.
Oh man!
You really should have done those like scripted story things you were talking about.
I want to actually start. Yeah. Oh man! I think Wesley died.
Yeah,
Where he went. I think the Rake got him.
I had to pee, dude. I was laughing so hard.
Hey, speaking of that, though, you know what I'm not afraid of? Like, you wake up at the foot of your bed and you just see like a monster twerking. That's called the cakes. And I'd appreciate that kind of monster.
Oh yeah, that's what we were talking about. All right, there we go.
Yeah.
My second oldest daughter, I think I told this story before, but I was sleeping and I woke up in the middle of the night and she has like dark brown hair, but when she was little she had her hair like she was standing at the foot of my bed and her hair was in front of her face. Ooh. And I swear that was the grudge bitch. I fucking punted that kid. I kicked her so hard, and then she started crying. And then I was like, "Well, what do you expect to happen? You're just standing at the foot of the bed, being silent with your hair in front of your face like that. You're about to be kicked." But at least I knew what I was going to do in a situation like that. I wasn't going to be afraid, and I was going to kick a child.
No hesitation.
No hesitation.
Fight or flight. You chose fight immediately. There was no, what is that? There's just fuck.
Yeah,
think
it scared the shit out of me. I didn't know what it was.
I think
I thought it was a demon.
I think I've told the story before, but Wesley, back when you I don't feel like
For all you know, you kicked the demon right out of that child.
Back when you lived at
Probably.
the Boulder Creek.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Miss Jackson saga.
Yeah, I slept in your fucking bed, and one of the nights I slept in your bed, and it never meant to make it father cry. Wait, make your father cry? What the fuck? Never meant to make your mama cry.
Daughter.
Why did I say daughter cry? You're right. I've drank one too many hurricane. Oh wait, I'm on Cobra. See? Anyways,
George is back.
so I fucking got you. Bring me a bottle of whiskey and I think I need some bloodletting. Yeah, so we were fucking I fell asleep and I had these dream of these like faceless white dudes. Like I can't remember the full fucking dream. I feel like I was running or I was on a train or something weird. I feel like I've talked about it in the podcast. My memory gets worse and worse. But there were like these fucking featureless faces, these like tall white weird things chasing me. And it, like they got me towards the end, but like when I woke up, I was on my fucking stomach, and I swear to fucking God,
My pants were down.
it felt my pants were down, and Wesley was above me, like, you like that white featureless face? No, it felt like something was breathing on my neck, and like I think I was still dreaming, but it was like hovering over me, and it was breathing on me, and I fucking turned around hella fucking fast. And I was just like, what the fuck? And there was like nothing above me. And I looked down and Wesley was like passed out on the ground like this. And I was like, dude, what the fuck? Andy's home. Wesley was going to molest me. And then I looked up and he's like, Andy's home. But no, dude, like I had that weird fucking dream. And it was like, I woke up, like semi woke up and it was breathing over my fucking neck. And I fucking turned around hella fucking fast. But it was a fucking crazy ass dream, and maybe because that was that might have been in the years of the Slender Man, so maybe it was like in my fucking head. But it could have been the Rake, and he was trying the rape on me.
As long as you don't make eye contact, you should be all right.
All I heard was
it wasn't a common gardening tool.
It's a good thing Joe always stays ass up.
It was definitely a hoe, that's for sure. But he was like, all I could hear was. Hey, you want to pull those pants down, brother? my jizz glands are ready.
Casey.
Ectoplasm on the wall.
So, at the end of your bed, I know you have plenty of sleep paralysis stories. Do you think it's the Rake? Do you think it's Slender Man? Do you think it's me?
Now, whenever I get sleep paralysis, I always see it's like it kind of like the best way I can explain it is like in Harry Potter. Do you know how you see the Death Eaters when they're like,
when they
like kind of like go into like ghost form and like slither away kind of deal. So that's what it kind of looks like. I'll be stuck there, and then in the corner of the room, I'll see like a figure, just a shadow figure, just standing there, and then it'll like zip up close to me, and then zip away, and then come back over.
Fuck that.
And then you got to get yourself. It used to scare me when I first started getting sleep paralysis. Now
how many times do you think how many accounts do you think?
With me? Probably hundreds and hundreds. When I get sleep paralysis, when it happens to me, if I don't stay awake for like a half hour after, I'll go back to sleep and it'll immediately happen again. Like I'll lay down, I'll fall asleep, and then immediately back stuck. So I have to keep myself awake for a little bit so I don't do that.
How long do you think, though?
How long am I stuck there for? I don't know. It feels like an eternity. It's probably only a few minutes, though.
But I wonder if your like mental clock is off. Like maybe it's just 10 minutes or something. I don't know.
Dude,
it usually like scientifically, it usually doesn't last that long.
Yeah, I've only had
a couple minutes.
Right, but you're saying there's multiple accounts.
That's happened to me twice. I can't remember the first time all that much, but the second time it happened, I was at Nick's house, sleeping on his couch in his music room. And I had fallen asleep drunk, and then I woke up, couldn't move, and I didn't know where I was. I freaked the fuck out.
Internally, or did you freak out? Like
I couldn't fucking move. I couldn't scream.
expressly?
I couldn't move. Like internally, I freaked out. I figured out where I was. Keep in mind, I'm in like a pitch black room with like music stands around me, so there's like shapes around me. So I'm like, what the fuck? Until my eyes like adjusted in the light, and I realized where I was at, but I still couldn't move. By the time my eyes adjusted.
Yeah, they say it takes 30 minutes for our night vision to kick in.
Well, it's like I'd been sleeping, so it's like I just woke up. I think.
Yeah, exactly.
I think like my eyes were probably adjusted. I just like just couldn't really see that well.
The last time I had fucking sleep paralysis was it was either this year or last year, maybe the beginning of this year or last year. But I was sleeping and I kept thinking, like, I kept waking up thinking, it's like, dude, what if someone's gonna fucking like fuck with me, whatever? Like, I was in this weird thing. I don't know if I was having a dream before. Then I close my eyes again. I open them, the bathroom lights on, and then I close them again, and then I open them. I feel like I've told this story before too. Maybe not. But there's a guy in a fucking hat. I feel like this has happened multiple times. This guy in a hat is fucking over me, and he's like not like a regular cowboy hat, but like a weird fucking hat, and he's choking the fuck out of me, and I can't breathe. And then I fucking close my eyes again, and then I open them, and I'm gasping for air.
Yeah, no, that was just your uncle.
It happened to my uncle. And by choking, he stuck his dick in my mouth. And by last year, I met when I was 8 years old.
It was a fedora hat.
It was a fedora. And by last year, or the beginning of this year, I met when I was 8 years old. But no, it's happened. It's happened like 2 or 3.
I haven't had the shadow people happen. Like my thing is that I cannot.
It might have been more recent than that.
Like my eyes are open every time I've had it, or in my lucid dreams or something, is I cannot talk. Like I can't like say anything.
No, Wesley, yours is, it's weird because it's like every time like I have everybody over, like I keep having like sleep paralysis. I like go to sleep and I wake up and all my friends are around me with their bare asses out farting in my face. And then I wake up and I open my eyes
Shoving
again and they're gone.
in my ass.
Shoving a baby carrot in my ass. And it's weird, and I can see perfect.
It's like, why wouldn't you fully commit and put a full-size carrot in my ass?
And then I'm like freaking out. I'm like, what? What the fuck happened? Was it real? Did a carrot go in my ass? And then you pull out a number 2 pencil, and sure enough, you can see right through the point of it. Different type of lead we're over here talking about.
So, back to the Rake.
So back to the Rake. So in 1964, a suicide note was found in a wooden box, and it read this: "As I prepare to take my life, I felt it necessary to, I don't know how to say this word, assuage any,
Assuage?
Yeah, assuage any, yeah. As I prepare to take my life, I feel it necessary to assuage any guilt or pain I have introduced through this act. It is not the fault of anyone other than him. For once I woke up and felt his presence, and once I woke up and saw his form, and once again I woke and heard its voice, looked into its eyes, and I cannot sleep without the fear of what might happen when I might next wake to an experience. I cannot ever wake. Goodbye." Found in the same wooden box, there was the 2 empty envelopes addressed to William and Rose, and 1 loose personal letter with no envelope, and it said, "Dearest Lenny, I have prayed for you. He has spoken your name."
And shot him in the back of the head.
Look at the flowers.
Mice and men.
Look at the window, sir, Lenny. Look at
All right, I'm sorry. All right, so what year was this? It was 60.
60s.
This was in 1964.
All right, subject? What's the subject's name?
The guy, I don't think it ever said its name. Yeah, I don't know. I didn't write his name down. Yeah, some dude. I should have put these in chronological order, but I guess I didn't. So, oh well.
Some dude in 1964 killed himself. How?
Because of the rake. He shot himself. I'm pretty sure.
Where?
Or hung himself.
In the ditch?
It doesn't say how he killed himself. It just says that he killed himself because of what he saw, what he dreamt of, saw, and then it spoke to him, and he said he was afraid to go to sleep again because he fears of what he's going to awaken to next time. So it basically it correlates with what the rake does because it drove the guy mad into committing suicide.
Right. Was he married though?
It doesn't specify in the account. So there was a journal entry that was translated from Spanish in the 1880s, and it says, "I have experienced the greatest terror. I have experienced the greatest terror. I have experienced the greatest terror. I see his eyes when I close mine. They're hollow and black. They saw me and pierced me. His wet hand, I will not sleep." So that was a journal entry that was translated.
From a Spanish person?
I'm assuming if it was written in Spanish. No other info for it, Wesley, so don't even bother asking me. A mariner's log in 1691. Ooh. He said that he came to me in my sleep from the foot of my bed. I felt a sensation. He took everything.
Just a boat full of guys. I'm gonna blame it on something else that touched my butthole. Anyway,
he said, "I felt a bad sensation. He took everything. We must return to England. We shall not return here again at the request of the rake." On the show Monsters and Mysteries in America, anybody ever watch that?
Probably back in 2003. I don't know. Fucking, it sounds like a 2000 show.
It sounded familiar. I didn't look up like a movie, like a show poster or anything, or like who was in it, but it sounded familiar when I was reading about read the name. But this segment featured a wayward tattoo shop owner, Carrie Figario, something like that, who recited her horrifying tale of sighting the rake at night while out with her boyfriend in Erie, Pennsylvania. Figarago, I don't know how to say her name. Figaro, I'm going to call her, claimed that after sneaking out of her dorm to smoke and make out with her boyfriend, that she saw the rake in the distance. Figaro claimed that the rake was about to attack when she was scared. When it was scared off by the proctor who was out walking his dog in search of students who were out after dark. Figaro then claimed that the rake entered her room and attempted to kill her in her sleep. Luckily for Figaro, that her roommate awoke and seemed to scare the creature off.
That's a Karen. Why is there mention of a dog walker?
The guy, because they're on a campus, and he was walking. It was like a teacher or something that was walking his dog and checking to see if students were out of bed. Basically, what Snape did in Harry Potter.
Yeah.
Or what's his name? Filch.
Yeah.
Filch. Yeah.
Yeah. It's basically Filch walking around the grounds. There's a student out of bed. The lamp's still hot.
Yeah. And that was what was that timestamp? Or what was that stamp?
Ooh, I didn't write down the year. Somewhere, I'm gonna say in the 2000s, early 2000s. Because I was trying to put these in order, but obviously I didn't.
What the fuck are you doing outside, bitch?
In 2006, 2 men in Spain. This happened to 2 men in Spain. So a video was uploaded to YouTube where 2 men in Spain were wandering through a wooded area at night, documenting their encounters with the skeletal remains of a deer and a fawn they've happened upon of a deer and a fawn, and that's when they happened upon the creature that looks like the rake crouching in the distance. Eventually, the creature glances at them with his large reflected eyes by the men's flashlight. The video went viral after it was uploaded, launching the rake's mythos into the deeper parts of the internet. And I actually have a link for the video too, if you guys want to.
I'm down.
Watch it.
Let's check this shit out. Make sure to post the link in the bio of the episode.
But I'll tell you about this Canadian moose sighting.
Right.
So, a 6-foot faceless humanoid creature has been spotted lurking behind a moose in a remote and isolated Canadian wilderness. The eerie sighting was caught on camera by local resident Audrey Tenjay, I don't know how to say her last name, Franchette, who saw the mysterious creature when looking back at her footage. In the chilling video, a pale, mysterious figure can be seen moving up close to the moose, which is feeding on a roadside Giuseppe, is that how you say that? On the roadside in Giuseppe, Quebec, Canada. I thought it was eating something. I was like, what is that? The video has been viewed more than 100,000 times.
Your reader is like, why the fuck is this thing eating gazpacho?
And then, after Audrey asked social media to provide example of possible explanations for the sighting, she wrote, "Looking at the video, and I saw this strange shape at the back left. Can someone tell me what it is?" So she never said it was the rake, but the internet people said it was.
Do you have a clip of it?
Not of that, but I sent you the clip of the 2 men in Spain.
Okay. 2 men in Spain.
I don't know if you can play this on
that's hell up.
in the group.
It's 1 minute exactly. Hold on.
Yeah, this is 2006. So that's... I don't know where you guys are in the video, but I just saw the deer corpse, and now they're looking at bushes.
Yeah, they're looking at the cylindrical head with the...
in the fucking morning.
Oh, shit!
How far in was it?
Dude, that looks like one of the fucking zombies from I Am Legend.
50 seconds in.
Dude, that's what that... It looks like one of the zombies from I Am Legend.
Oh, yeah, 50 seconds in. Probably. Hold on,
That was a cool video.
Grab it.
Yeah, I saw it. Turn and open its mouth at him.
Yeah.
It'd be funny if
Did
it
you watch
turns
it,
like,
Joseph?
ah.
Oh shit, dude, it's my grandma. Grandma DeBon, no.
Grandma DeBon, no.
See, that's what I'm saying. Like earlier, when it said people like get frightened by it or they have a childlike wonder about it. It's like I would not have no childlike wonder about that damn thing if I saw that in the woods.
Yeah, I would be like, I'm glad I brought a gun with me.
Right? Knives, throwing knives, katanas. I don't know, battle axes, halberds. Who knows?
You chose the wrong day to be in America, Rake.
You chose the motherfucking wrong day to be in America, motherfucker. It's a sword and a morning star.
So these encounters that I'm going to talk about next are from Reddit, a subreddit. Fuck, I can't talk.
No, you can't.
It's called Humanoid Encounters. If you want to go check out that Reddit page, but it said one user said, "I woke up at 3 a.m."
I only go on Reddit for porn. I'm just kidding. I don't know if that's an actual thing on Reddit. Is it?
I think Reddit has a little bit of everything.
Fucking perverts.
But this user said, "I woke up at 3 a.m. To the feeling of something watching me. I felt extremely uneasy. I rolled over to look around the room, and my eyes locked onto something standing beside my mom. It was extremely tall, and it looked as if if it had a broken back. It could not stand up completely. It was slouched over and extremely pale skin, bones sticking out under the skin everywhere due to how skinny it was. It had long claws hanging from both hands. Its face was sunken in, and its eyes were completely black holes. A few greasy hairs were visible on its head, and it had no clothes but also no genitals or nipples.
Damn, no nipples. That's the first thing when you're horrified. You're like, oh my God.
Get the
no
fuck
dick.
out of here.
You're all scared. Like,
No
oh my
nipples,
God.
get the fuck out of here.
You're flipping out. It's like, oh my God, no teeth. Or no, oh my God, rake teeth, no dick, no nipples. Ah!
I mean, when you're in bed and you wake up at night to something, you go, "Cool, it can't rape me."
That's
Cool.
true.
I mean, not with a penis, at least.
As an American young child and growing up in a Catholic neighborhood, instinctively you're looking for genitalia when something's creeping in your bed. Father O'Reilly, is that you? No nips, no dick. Rake teeth. O'Reilly has a snaggle tooth. Should have picked that up right away. That's not you.
Another user said that they were falling asleep on the couch when they heard weird slapping noises. They wrote,
"Oh, no! That was his dad's nutsack. He was in the background just slapping it."
Fucking Mike.
Mike had the noise down. Like mayonnaise at the bottom of a jar, baby. And by the way, that wasn't a father raping his son joke. That's his dad being a fucking douchebag, bro, while his son's trying to sleep, just doing that noise just in the hallway. That's his mating call to his mom. He was like, "Dinner time, baby."
But he wrote that I hid underneath my blanket and stayed as still as possible. I could see a faint silhouette through the fabric. It looked like a hairless dog with a warped body with long, distorted arms. The creature walked across the floor, crawled out of sight. I could only assume that it had gone up the steps. I didn't sleep at all. I held still and refused myself to move until dawn. My mother came down the steps, confused and a bit aggravated. She asked me to come upstairs and look at the wall. The walls have been covered with long scratches. The distance between the marks were large. The hands must have been 6 inches wide. We moved within the following weeks, and it wasn't until 4 years ago I heard of the rake.
You know what they say about big hands, right?
big jizz secreting anal glands.
You know it. So apparently that guy had the opposite reaction of being cornered in his bed than Casey has. He hid. Casey kicks.
Yeah.
The rake was actually in Nicki Minaj's room one time. They actually made a movie about it. It was called The Rake versus the Cakes. And it was and then they set it up for a sequel. If you stay for after the credits, it's Cardi B. Next.
This
Except
next
for this
one,
she drugs the rake and robs him.
This next one, I'm unsure of how old the person was in this account.
I'm sorry,
Go ahead,
Casey. Can I just let's just erase that last part? I mean, no, we can keep that in, but I'm saying let's okay, never mind. At the end of the credits, it was actually Drake coming to find where she's at, and then the sequel is The Rake versus the Drake. There we go. That's a little better than
Poor baby
this user posted, I still sleep in the room with my mom due to me being afraid of sleeping in this house. That night I woke up at 3 a.m. to the feeling of something watching me. I felt extremely uneasy and I rolled over to look around the room. My eyes locked onto something standing beside my mom. It was extremely tall but looked as if it had a broken back and couldn't stand up completely. It was slouched over and had extremely pale skins and bones sticking out under the skin everywhere due to how skinny it was.
Does the rake typically show up around the witching hour?
Yeah, what's the time stamp? What year was it? Was it posted?
That's better than that's better than the. Sorry,
but like they said, 3 o'clock. That's the witching hour.
That's better than the story that I seen on 4chan. It was I seen near my mom. It was a towering figure. It looked. It looked twisted and mangled, and it looked like it gained weight while being in jail and used to do ads for Subway. It was Jared.
knew as soon as you said 4chan.
No, but like seriously, in any of the other stuff you read, did you notice anything about 3 o'clock being a common time?
Eastern, Mountain,
a lot of
or Pacific?
Aside
Just
from
3
the
o'clock in general.
aside from the National Conspiracy Outpost jerk off time, I don't think 3 a.m. has all of our phones go off at that time. We all FaceTime each other and jerk off real quick and be like, all right, I'll see you boys on Sunday.
Have you guys ever heard stuff about that? Like that's the witch. It's either 2 to 3 or 3 to 4. I think it's 2 to 3 or something like that. It's the witching hour when most paranormal stuff actually happens. Or it starts.
No. I've always been told
the one I just read and the first one I read from Reddit, those both happened at 3 a.m. The next one I'm going to read happened at 4 a.m. So,
like, if you notice,
my mama always told me that I would get my fucking ass beat after 2 a.m. Nothing good happens after 2 a.m. because then it's my ass.
Unless your uncle's over. And Rancho Cucamonga at 3 a.m. It's actually called the bitching hour. It's when all the Karens come out and crow. I don't know.
Anyway, yeah. So Eastern is. So does the witching hour actually have something to do with it?
I've heard of the witching hour before. I didn't know that it was a
truck drivers believe in it like a motherfucker, dude. They're like, oh, I'm gonna hit my witching hour like every time I would load their trucks and shit.
So it's from 3 to 4.
Casey's actually oh shit. Okay, Casey actually has a story that's actually Anthony's story that's actually from a person.
I looked it up if you guys want me to read it.
Claudio thing. I don't know if we're allowed to say his name on here. The truck driver thing. Weren't you the one that told us about that?
I think Anthony told us about it when he was on.
So
maybe it was. I don't.
Yeah, truck drivers believe in the witching hour. I didn't know that until I started loading them, and they're like, "Oh, I'll be all right. I'll be in the witching hour." It was like, what does that mean? I don't give a fuck.
I masturbate to the lady in white every time I pass the area.
Yeah, so it's also called the Devil's Hour, and it's particularly associated with supernatural events, being like witches, demons, and ghosts. They're thought to appear more often, be more powerful during that time.
Is it actually more often than not that people perform devil's 3-ways during the witching hour?
So definitions vary and include the hour immediately after midnight and the times between 3 a.m. and 4 a.m. The term now has a widespread colloquial and idiomatic usage that is associated with human physiology and behavior to be more superstitious.
So it has no physiological thing.
So the witching hour.
Oh yeah, no, dude, I only smoke my dope at 3 a.m.
Most people I know
lets me drive throughout the whole next day, next week.
Its origins come from 1535 when the Catholic Church prohibited activities during 3 a.m. and 4 a.m., a time frame due to emerging fears about witchcraft in Europe.
Don't butt fuck between 3 and 4 a.m. Otherwise,
I think that's the only time you're allowed to.
So in Western Christian tradition,
pegging hour.
So in Western Christian tradition, the hour between 3 and 4 was considered a period of peak supernatural activity. This time is also referred to as the Devil's Hour, due to it being a mocking inversion of the time in which Jesus supposedly died, which was 3 o'clock p.m.
Do you guys, you guys all know this, but listeners at home, do you know what the witching hour for this podcast is? From 2 a.m. to 6 a.m.
It's Patreon.
No, nobody got that. I don't know if it's different where you're at.
I wish I had a snippet.
California time, you can't buy alcohol between 2 and 6.
We're in the same time zone, and I can buy alcohol whenever I want.
No, I'm saying I didn't mean the same. I didn't mean the
now
same,
in the same time zone.
I didn't mean a different time zone. I meant it might be different in Nevada. I don't know when their cutoff time is.
I remember that when Casey was here last and we were drinking, Joe got upset that we did not make it to the liquor store in time. Like he was going through his cabinets looking for alcohol with.
Yes, I did, and we got fucking
furious anger.
We ended up finding the wine that we had carried away.
Yeah, was a good wine.
We were all there. We were all there that night.
Yeah. Yeah.
I
You were
puked all
there,
over my
and you
floor.
were there.
And you were there.
And I was there.
I had a
And you
dream.
were
We got wine wasted, and you were there, and you were there. And then I point to the puke on the ground, and you were there. I don't remember it, but I know you came from my deep stomach area. Martha, bring me my puke. Bring me my puke bags.
This next account's a kind of a long one, so.
Oh God!
All right.
I'm just kidding.
What
I'm
year?
just playing.
Hold on. I need what year?
2006.
I mean, he's been saying it at the beginning.
Nice. Who it is?
Who does he?
Who's the recipient of the
some
ghost
people
jerking?
like to remain anonymous.
Yeah, so I'll just read it and you can dissect what you want out of there. So this is how it starts. 3 years ago, I just returned from a trip to Niagara Falls with my family for the 4th of July. We were all very exhausted after a long day of driving, so my husband and I put the kids right to bed and called it a night. About 4 a.m., so this is happening to the wife. About 4 a.m., I don't know. We'll see. At about 4 a.m., I woke up thinking my husband had gotten up to use the restroom. I used the moment to steal back the sheets, only to wake him up in the process. I apologized and I told him that I thought he got out of bed. When he turned to face me, he gasped and pulled his feet from the end of his bed so quickly his knee almost knocked me out of the bed. Then he grabbed me and said nothing. After adjusting to the dark for half a second, I was able to see what caused such a reaction. At the foot of my bed, sitting and facing away from us, there what appeared to be a naked man or a large hairless dog of some sort. Its body position was disturbing and unnatural, as if it had been hit by a car or something. For some reason, I was not instantly frightened by it, but concerned about its condition. At this point, it was somewhat under the assumption that we were supposed to help him. My husband was peering over his arm and knee, tucked in the fetal position, occasionally glancing at me before returning to the creature. In a flurry of motion, the creature scrambled around the side of the bed and then clawed quickly in a flailing sort of motion along the bed. It was until it was less than a foot away from my husband's face. The creature was completely silent for 30 seconds, or probably closer to 5. It just seemed like a while. Just looking at my husband. The creature then placed its hand on his knee and ran into the hallway leading to the kids' room. I screamed and ran for the light switch, planning to stop it before he hurt my children. When I got into the hallway, the light from the bedroom was enough to see it crouching hunched over about 20 feet away. It turned and looked me directly in the eye, covered in blood. I flipped the switch on the wall and saw my daughter Carla. The creature ran down the stairs while my husband and I rushed to help our daughter. She was badly injured and spoke only once more in her short life. She said, "He is the Rake." My husband drove his car that night while rushing our daughter to the hospital. They did not survive. Being in a small town, news got around pretty quickly. The police were helpful at first. The local newspaper took a lot of interest as well. However, the story was never published and the local television news never followed up either. For several months, my son Justin and I stayed in a hotel room near my parents' house. After we decided to return home, I began looking for answers myself and eventually located a man in the town next over who had a similar story. We got in contact and began talking about our experiences. He knew of 2 other people in New York who had seen the creature, and that is now referred to as the Rake. It took the 4 of us about 2 solid years of hunting the internet and writing letters to come up with a small collection of what we now believe to be accounts of the Rake. None of them gave any details, history, or follow-ups. The journal had an entry involving the creature in its 3 pages and never mentioned again. A ship log explained nothing of the encounter, saying that they were told to leave by the Rake, and that was the last of the entry log. There were, however, many instances. I can't fucking talk. Instances where the creature's visit one of the series of visits with the same person. Multiple people also mentioned being spoken to, my daughter included. This led us to wonder if the Rake had visited any of us before our last encounter. I set up a digital recorder near my bed and left it running all night, every night for 2 weeks. I would tediously scan through the sounds of me rolling in my bed each day when I woke up. By the end of the second week, I was quite used to the occasional sound of sleep while blurring through the recording at 8 times normal speed. This took almost an hour every day. On the first day of the third week, I thought I heard something different and I found was a shrill voice. It was the Rake. I can't listen to it long enough to even begin to transcribe it. I haven't let anyone listen to it yet. All I know is that I've heard it before, and I believe that it spoke when it was sitting in front of my husband. I don't remember anything at the time, but for some reason the voice on the recorder immediately brings me back to that moment. The thoughts that must have gone through my daughter's head make me very upset. I have not seen the Rake since he ruined my life, but I know that he has been in my room while I was asleep, and I know and fear that one night I'll wake up to him staring at me.
All right. My hypothesis is that it's Jake from State Farm. Hey, you wearing khakis? God. So it's a baby fucking Slender Man. He doesn't wear a suit.
Well, someone said that the creature was standing above their mom, and it appeared to be 6 foot tall, even when it was hunched over. So
right.
Here's the thing that I wonder about, because this is considered a cryptid, like a creature, something tangible, not like some kind of spirit or something. Like Slender Man can like teleport and shit, you know. And
like Enderman.
Can this thing teleport and stuff? Like, how does it get into these houses?
That's what I was saying about the because you said the cryptid thing. That's what there was a connection with the Managichi thing I was talking about, the little fucking like gray alien looking things that Native Americans believe kind of live around rocks and fucking the bodies of water. They're saying because they sneak in and they steal shit though, but I mean they don't kill. As far as I read, I don't know.
They steal, they don't kill.
Because I don't kill.
Yeah.
The crackhead on Friday. Yeah. Fucking yeah, that's what I mean, I don't believe that it would be a fucking I don't believe the Rake thing. It just seems like a creepypasta. I know we're not at that point yet, but I'm saying it if we're going down. Oh, are we? Oh, okay.
Yeah, we are.
So I don't believe in the Rake per se, but if we're gonna go down the cryptid fucking path, I'm gonna go for that Managichi, baby, because that shit sounds like fucking alien race that crashed here, and fucking Native Americans seen these motherfuckers laughing at them as their canoes fucking crashed into the fucking water.
A theory I ran across that I actually kind of liked was I don't know if you guys ever heard of what a tulpa before.
I have.
But
how do you spell it?
TULPA. So
is that like a sexier tilapia? It's like a sexier fish.
Yeah.
Is that the thing that if you believe in it, then?
Yeah. So a tulpa is a concept in theoposy mysticism and the paranormal of a materialized being or thought form, typically in a human form, that is created through spiritual practice or intense concentration. Modern practitioners who call themselves tulpamancers use the term to refer to a type of willed imaginary friend, which practitioners consider to be sentient and relatively independent. Modern practitioners predominantly consider tulpas to be a psychological rather than a paranormal concept. So basically, it's if enough people are believing in it, and like creating it and making the lore and like keep talking about it, like reposting it, making their own accounts, blah blah blah. The creature will manifest and become real.
So question about that. When the people that created that grow up, do these creatures go to Foster's home?
Yeah.
For imaginary
Yes.
friends? Yes.
Nice catch, Mike.
Because I pray to God that they are just chilling,
Yes,
hanging
absolutely.
out, sipping Coronas with Eduardo.
And that's why like the sightings are so sporadic and stuff, because you'd have to believe and manifest this creature in your own mind to make it come real in the real world.
Yeah.
Damn, dude! If that's the case, then the busty four-breasted lady in my dreams is gonna.
That's actually what they explained Slenderman. What, like the version of Slenderman that's on Supernatural? That's what they explained it was. It was a kind of like tulpa.
Yeah. So I when I read that, I was like, oh, that's fucking dope. I was like, that could be, or it could be an alien, But
I want to push towards the alien thing.
I like the tulpa idea because even though it's happened back in the back before the internet.
Also with that tulpa thing, you said something like there's witchcraft involved in some of them, right? Like
spiritual practice.
Casey's like, don't ask me questions of shit I just read about 1 minute ago.
Yeah, I also like that theory quite a bit. It's a interesting concept, and especially since it
definitely
being a big online thing, and creepypasta and shit like that.
Yeah,
definitely from a.
I fucking like it. This shit is fucking dope.
That's straight off of fucking Supernatural, like that.
Yeah,
I was
gonna say
right
from a storybook standpoint, like, or not storybook, but I mean for a good story, that would be a cool ass fucking concept.
Yeah, like, they're I forget what they call it in Supernatural, like Thin Man or something like that. He's created because of the online forums and the amount of shit that he gets is so much focus on.
So basically believed into existence. That's
I remember. I know what you're talking about.
Do you remember that episode? The ghost faces are in it.
Yeah. It was they're at like it was like some axe murderer, but people kept changing the lore and stuff, and then they'd go back to the house and it'd have like a whole different thing, and then
that was the first one they did with that. Yeah.
I always thought that'd be a crazy ass concept for things, like to think about it. Everything that you create from your imagination takes form in an alternate universe or something. And then I thought that would be a great fucking story, like a great comic book or a fucking book. It's just like there's somebody who everything they create, it creates pocket universes of those like ideas.
So I'm not sure what to think about this. I like Casey's theory that he brought up a lot, but this is like a cryptid. I'm not sure. I don't know how it gets into people's houses without it so easily and stuff like that.
If it can speak, I think it'd have to be hyper intelligent. If it's not hyper intelligent,
but here's the thing.
At least have some sort
like people do lock their doors, and one would be shot by now.
Well, yeah, no. If it was
breaking into houses.
Yeah,
I don't understand.
It said people tried to shoot it, but it has superior speed and agilities and superhuman strength.
You ain't running anywhere when you're in a hallway.
Yeah, that's true.
Like they are.
If you're boxed in, there's no fucking way that you're going to be able to do that.
Yeah, it's
not unless you can fucking rotate aroround the whole hallway all the way around.
I want to hear Casey's perspective. He is the paralysis king.
Well,
yeah, he already said
it.
And again, if it has superior all that shit, unless it only has those like attributes at night, I don't see why it couldn't do that during the daytime. If it only hunts at night, unless it only feeds on the sleeping whatever.
Pretty much, if I don't believe in this one as much as other cryptids because it goes in people's houses. If it was only in the woods, I'd be like, yeah.
Jersey, get on my cabinets.
Did the Jersey
breaks into houses and stuff? I'm like, I don't know, man.
Does the
The
Jersey,
Jersey Devil
break
had
down?
breakfast with a captain on a boat.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah,
He was a
yeah,
sophisticated motherfucker. That motherfucker loved it.
He was
I'm
having eggs
leaving.
Benedict.
I'm leaving. Do you have eggs, Benedict? Say no more. Martha, and a flying female one comes in.
Or if
I
he
mean-
didn't, it was just like, what the fuck? I'm out of
Yeah,
here.
I mean, there is like a lot of serial killers that broke in people's houses and killed them. Now that I think about it, and did that quite often. So maybe.
Yeah, but it's like a different. I don't know.
But
Yeah,
see, that's what I'm
creature-
saying. Like, say it was like a tulpa. Maybe these people, like somebody read about it, online, or like, because this happened in 2006. That long story. Maybe one of like the husband or wife read across it, and then they just forgot about it. Just on like a
Yeah.
Because we all see them on Facebook. It's like, oh yeah, 15 creepy stories, to read or whatever. And then you read across one of
especially in
those,
2006.
and then you go to sleep, and then you manifest that, and then like not purposely, but you subconsciously manifest it, and then you wake up, and then bam, a creature's in your house.
Or you got
And
yourself a real.
now Casey's getting railed out by the Jersey Devil in his butthole.
But his is actually.
Jersey
So,
God.
or you got a guy dressing like a fucking creature and murdering people at home, just going around. Really good.
Yeah,
with
maybe
makeup.
he's in like a white gimp suit and just super malnourished that likes to murder people.
It's actually the guy's actually furious about it. He's actually dressed up in the old Mighty Morphin Power Rangers putty suits, and he's going around killing people. And motherfuckers are mistaking him for some kind of creature. It's a putty. It's a goddamn putty. They go. Blue, blue, blue. It's like, I even once had rake teeth.
I don't know. I kind of want to believe it because Casey's paralysis shit, dude. Like,
I think my paralysis is not the rake, but more of like a shadow demon.
I think it's more of a Casey. I think it's less of Casey
So you
smoking
don't
weed and
believe
more of him smoking meth. And he's just
So you don't believe in garden tools?
he doesn't believe in
Interesting.
garden gnomes either. He's like, no, 100% have
Dude, I had
garden
it one
hobbit.
time. So this is what I want to say. I had it one time, and it was just I couldn't. I've had it like 3 times, I think, but one time was physical.
Yeah, it was.
One time was physical, where I was just staring up at the fucking ceiling, and I was like, "Oh, I can't talk. I can't move." Motherfucker, bitch. And then the other 2 times was where like it was a lucid dream, also reality, where it was just like I couldn't scream. It was just like, help me, my butthole's getting railed out.
Dude, the first time I ever had
can't scream. I can't scream. It was the weirdest thing.
that's how that works. You try to yell for help, you can't do anything.
Yeah,
I have a lot of dreams like that.
The first time I ever had it, I think I was like 6 years old, and it was 2 giraffes neck fighting in front of me while one was using their neck to slide down a stripper pole.
Oh shit.
I'm just kidding. No, literally, when I was in like grade school, the first time I ever had it, I opened my eyes and I was freaking out, and I was looking around, and I looked at the TV, and I think it was like some cartoon on or something, and I was trying to yell help or like someone help me or whatever, and I closed my eyes and I opened them again, and the news is on. So it's like everything else in the room, the lights, everything was exactly like that was going on, except for the TV screen was different. It was a cartoon rather than the fucking news or whatever the fuck was on.
Look at these lions neck fighting.
Nah, dude, if lions started neck fighting, I'd flip the fuck out. You got teeth, motherfucker. Why are you guys using your necks? What's wrong with your teeth? Those lions are on meth.
Oh, I'm clearly in a dream.
But yeah, no.
Well, that was actually like a pretty interesting topic. Like,
Thank you for tuning in with us, my clever cunty conspiracists. It's me, your favorite little digital diver, Majesty of the Matoverse. Did you all have fun? I know I did. Hey, do you want to hear something funny?
Tritum penis.
Funny, right? It's Latin for powdered penis, which is what we call smegma. They did not have a wad for smegma, but if I could guess, they'd call it a bad case of powdered penis, aka Parmesan penis. Anyway, I digress, as we do here at the CTO. Did you enjoy our little segment? We apologize for the lack of tuberculosis talk tonight, and because we could not find anything linking the two topics, I have decided to fabricate my own. Back in 1889, Tommy Tominson was born in Rhode Island to a middle-class family. His mother died of TB when he was young, so his father Thomas had his younger brother, Tom's uncle Tommy, stay with them to help raise him. While Tom's father was at work, his uncle would routinely take diarrhea shits on Tom's pillows, thinking it was hilarious. In hindsight, it was. It was actually the start of the term Dirty Sanchez. Anyway, one day Uncle Thomas went into town to buy some bread. Before he could hit the market, he ran into a coughing woman, blistered from butt to bosom. She asked if Thomas would pay a shilling for some thrilling head. He said yes without hesitation. So horned up my guy paid no attention to her crazy cough. That night he went home, relieved from the cock but not from the anus. He tiptoed to Tiny Tom's room and Typhoon turded on his pillow. Now I ask you, can you contract tuberculosis from an anal mudslide? Well, for this story's purposes, yes. So he contracted it and died 14 days later. Oh yeah, and the Rake visited him. Thank you for listening to the Conspiracy Outpost.
I didn't know I spelled conspiracy wrong at the beginning.
Conspiracy.
Hey, that works for Matt though. He always
Did it.
Typhoon turned it. Typhoon turned it.